I'm sitting in my bedroom. Isn't that cute? I had this turned into a canvas to go in my purple room. So this week I have been super slow. I've had no tours, no field trips, anything. And I'm realizing that's not very good for my mental health, just saying. Well, today the group home did come because they come every Wednesday. And of course, they always cheer me up. But I realized it's like almost 4 o'clock on Wednesday. And I always put out a video on Thursday for you guys. And I'm thinking in my head, I didn't video the group home today. I always video the group home. I didn't video the group home. I've had no field trips. I have nothing exciting going on. Of course, y'all know she is pregnant. And Georgia Lee is possibly pregnant, which is exciting. But I'm like, my life is so blah right now. And this is part of being a creator, is coming up with content to keep you guys entertained. And today is just one of those days where I'm like, what do? I don't have a video out for Thursday. So I thought in my head, this is going to be an unedited video. All right. Good news is I got off the bed. We're making progress here. So right now, I'm just going to take the time and walk to the creek. You know, sometimes you just need a break to refresh yourself, you know? And I have literally, I did go get flowers today, and I did plant flowers. But I haven't done much. Kayla did all the work in the farm today. Normally, you know, I'm out there with her, but I stayed inside with my dad. And actually, he went out there with her some today. But I have just taken a rest break, which it was much needed. So now I'm just going to take a little cruise to the farm. Now I'm just going to take a cruise to the creek. Gosh, the water's down a lot. It's been hot, and you can see that the water has really gone down. We need some rain so this creek can stay beautiful. So I'm just going to walk over here and kind of take some time. I don't know if you can see, but that's way up there. Way up there is where the next step is to build that cabin. So sometime, hopefully this year, Shane and I will be building a cabin down here, and that's going to be my little getaway. And I'll be so excited just to have, I don't get to get away from my farm very often. And there's sometimes when I just need to get away. And that will be a perfect place for me to get away at. A lot of people have been asking me about these bones that I do with the kids. So these bones came from my neighbor's cows. He has a cattle farm that he breeds cows for meat. And so when the animals die, he puts them at the at the property, and then the coyotes chew all of it up, and then I try to make good out of it, and I do science with the kids down here at the creek. So I'm down here. I gotta tuck my pants in. I'm gonna just sit down here and enjoy myself for just a minute. Oh, God. That's what's good about having boots. It's because you can just walk in the water and be a little kid. So I often love to come down here. If you just listen to the water trickling, listen. Isn't that so soothing? Where it's spilling down there. I just love it. It's such a nice place to come where I can get away by myself and be quiet. I'm going to let you listen for just a minute. Isn't that awesome? So you can see why I can come down here and get to mindfulness when I need it. And it's such a perfect little getaway when I just need to be quiet for a minute and just listen to the birds. And all the sounds that I can hear. My animals up at the farm, like mooing, and Rhino doing his hee-haw and so forth. And it's just a wonderful place to relax. I'm like a kid walking in here. Now, if I see a big old snake, I'm going to be like a running crazy person. So I'm going to walk up here where the baby armadillos were and see if I can see them. I've also, the mama armadillo passed away. And so I have been letting her dry out so that I can use her shell and her skull for a learning technique in my learning center when I have it built. And I'm going to go up here and see if she's dried out. Anytime an animal dies, like a wild animal, I always try to think of how I can use it as a teaching skill to these kids that come to my farm, because bless her heart, she was a mama and had 4 babies. Don't know why she passed away, whether it was sickness, a coyote, or what, but I'm going to try to use it for good. Here's all the wood that Shane sawed for the cabin. So I'm going to walk over here because this is where the baby armadillos were. Let's listen. I don't hear them rummaging around. Here's the mama. Oh yeah, she's dried out good. Here she is. So see, I'll be able to see she's rotted out. And I'll take this up and kind of get all that, if I can get it all out. I'm not touching it. I don't have on gloves, but let's see if I can flip it over. So I'm gonna have to study up on armadillos. Look, you can see her spine. But I'm going to have to study up on them so I can teach kids about them and what the purpose of their shell is. Obviously, it's for protection. I'm thinking the mama died, but I don't know that to be certain. But that'll all turn white as it dries out. But you see her tail's gone. Whew, she stinks. I will say that you always see armadillos dead on the side of the road. And I have no idea why. So I'm going to Google, why are all armadillos dead on the side of the road? Because they don't get hit by a car, But those are things that I need to research on Google so that I can educate kids about why do they see all these dead armadillos on the side of the road? What happens to them? What is their longevity of life? How many babies do they have? You think about an armadillo carrying babies. Well, obviously it's not through an egg, right? They don't lay eggs. I don't think they do. Anyway, I got to learn all that before I present all this. So I have a lot of studying to do. So if you know about armadillos, now would be a good time for you to kind of educate your Aunt Judy so that I can present this to a group and know what I'm talking about. So here, I've showed you this before, but Shane and I have been talking about fencing all of this in. We have 17 acres, and the animals would be able to eat grass in here. Also, they would have the creek to get in to stay nice and cool during the summer. Obviously, we'd have to put water down here and a barn if we put cattle down here. Nothing would go down here but cattle and donkeys. Donkeys would be down here for protection of the cattle, but all the other animals would stay up at my farm area. But that's a lot of work to fence all this in, and a lot of cost. So we've got to really think about what we want to do down here. And let me show you what I was thinking. Okay, bear with me just a minute. Go with me to Wonderland. So here is the bridge. What I envision is this long driveway through here up to the cabin. And there'd be fencing on this side and fencing on this side. And on back of the cabin is the barn. It's kind of like a barn-dominium where there's stalls on the back for the cows to get in and get out of the weather. But then, like, people could stay in the Airbnb here. And can you imagine walking out and there's cattle everywhere? Oh my gosh, I envision that. Now, I don't know if it'll happen or not, but I do have high expectations of this farm. And you see, this is all sand, and it's natural sand. So the kids could come play in the sandbox. The kids could play in the creek. They could have a bonfire. They could have their hammocks out here laying. And I just envision that. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but it's in my head to happen. So Shane and his father and one of Shane's friends all built my hay barn in 4 days. 4 days. And yesterday was the first day that we put hay in the hay barn. And it felt so good. And after getting the hay into the barn, we realized it will hold 80 hay rolls. So I can get all kinds of hay and never run out of hay again. In the past couple of years, we always run out because we have nowhere to store our hay. And this year, things are different. That was a hike up that creek. This morning, I was watching Jason and Brooke from Coghill Farm. I was watching their video, and their landscape is so pretty with all the flowers. And I was like, oh, I vision that too, to have, a property with flowers. But we had to get everything laid out first with the farm and what exactly we were going to do, what buildings we needed to put up. But I envision next year, like right here, there's this bank, and I have a rock bed on the other side. Can't you see this? So pretty with pine straw and like azaleas or something pretty, pretty and green. I envision that as well. I hope y'all don't mind me going down this lane of wishing and dreaming, because without goals you can't accomplish anything because you have no goal. And like when you work towards something and you have a vision of what you want, and when it happens, it's like it brings a smile to your face. All right, here is this awesome hay barn. Now see, we've got to put 10 on the sides. We've got to order it. But Shane, he put his tractor in here too, which is good. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 rolls in here. So see, it can stack even higher. So it's gonna be a beautiful barn to keep this hay protected for my animals. All this is our property too, out here. Now somewhere out here, we're gonna put our garden. I'm not sure where, but somewhere out here will be a garden. Another dream of mine is to have 50 acres. I would love for Shane and I to cut our own hay and be self-sufficient, because I just think that would be cool to have, you know, grow your own vegetables for your animals and for us, to cut our own hay. And Shane retires in 4.5 years, and I just envision my animals having a pasture. So I will tell you, my neighbors live over here, and we've been begging them to let us buy their property. Fingers crossed they let us one day. I said I wanted plants, but you see, I have roses. There's a car going by. Look at these. These are so pretty. Look at up here. Isn't that pretty? Oh, it smells so good. Queso loves roses and hibiscus. So he loves this time of year because he gets fresh. Oh, I want to show you this too. Look, this is my butterfly bush that the group home and I planted. I put all kinds of fertilizer down, like chicken poop. So it has already started blooming. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? So we were able to utilize the chicken poop as fertilizer. This is my patio. You can see it's a work in progress. I've got all these ferns out here and these plants. And I'm gonna plant these in this little tub right here. I planted those. I've got the bags of topsoil, but I always make my patio absolutely gorgeous every year. So this is a work in progress as well. Shane got a new toy, and he's fixing to go try it out.
Keep on telling lies. That is how we stay alive. So you know that I don't mind about what is wrong and what is right. We keep moving in different rhythms. Still I know what you feel. We keep moving in different rhythms.
We're in here chilling. You You doing okay, baby girl? How is it? I've been coming in here and checking on you often. You just laying around. You want a treat? I got you a banana. I'm gonna bring you a banana tonight. She's doing good. She's hanging in there. Doesn't seem to have any problems. No complications. I can't really see what her teeth look like because she's laying on them. But she seems pretty good. I have my skipper shirt on. Hey, how many kids you gonna have? You know, last time she had 10. I will say she is bigger this time than last time. So I'm thinking, oh, she's getting up. I'm thinking like 15. 12, 15, something like that. How cute she is. She's shy. Isn't she cute? Alright, you gonna roll over so we can see your belly?
Two different minds, telling lies. That's how we stay alive.